Hi everyone, it's Amanda. How are you doing? So today is the 5th of December 2020 and you're probably going to be able to hear the rain lashing against my windows through the whole of this video. So some people will find that comforting. There was a lady, sorry I can't remember your name and I can't remember where you were in the world, but I do remember your comment and you said something along the lines of, can you show us the rain next time it does it, because where I live we hardly get any rain, and I found it really comforting to hear it. So if I remember, I'll do it at the end of this video because I've just got my camera set up here, but if not, there'll be plenty more opportunities to look at the rain as I live in the UK. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is a exploration and a discussion on the role of the teacher versus the guru and the student. So it applies to all of us because we are all in the dynamic of being a student of life. We are all students of life. We should never ever get to a point where we think we know it all. And it should always be a path of discovery, whether you are one or whether you are 101. So that's what we're going to look at. It came in via an interesting way, which was very spirit-led. And effectively, yesterday morning, there were some questions coming in to me, people wanting me to answer some questions in a very definitive way, along the lines of some of the main subjects of our day that we're all grappling with. So not necessarily personal questions, some of them were very collective questions. But it was almost as though people were needing a definitive answer. You know, what does Metatron say about this? What do you say about this? What is the answer? And I expressed some frustration to my team with this, because I've always tried to teach empowerment and that we need to be finding the answers within ourselves. Although I am in the role of teacher, and it got me thinking about, well, what is the role of a teacher versus the role of a guru, who absolutely in the old days would have been of the energy of telling you what to do. This morning, Metatron showed me, and I've said this before in other videos, two very distinct energetic formations that form around either a teacher or a guru. The guru is a pyramid structure, where effectively they're sitting at the top of it, and the followers, the students, are in thrall to the one at the top, who is deemed to be the oracle on anything that you choose to throw at them. And we've seen that down the centuries, and I want to explore where that comes from, because it does come from some very valid places, if not valid, experiences that we've all gone through. So for example, linked into the institution of church would be a very hierarchical structure. The priest who tells you what they think, for example, Jesus is saying. I'm sure that probably applies in other religions as well, not just Christianity. But it's not just a religious paradigm that sort of this energy comes from. It also comes from media. It comes from your own family. Think back to being a child. You will do what I say. I grew up in an era which was very much, the child is the one who, what's that expression about being seen but not heard? It wasn't quite as bad as that in my family, but there was definitely still an energy of that because it was of the time to be seen. Grew up with that to a degree, and we might be responsible for it in our own families now. It's a fine line because, of course, there has to be somebody in charge. But equally, the energy of the guru, let's go back to spirituality. As I say, Metatron's just showing me this pyramid structure, the guru at the top, others underneath, enthralled to the master. Tell us, O wise one. And I think those days are definitely ebbing away, and I think it's a good thing. Having said that, it isn't a case of just replacing that with nothing in terms of, yesterday on Instagram, I was talking about be your own guru. And that's fine if you're at maybe a certain level of experience. But, to somebody that's very newly awakened, to have nothing and just to say to somebody, well, all the answers lie within you. You don't need to listen to that person or ask that question. It's almost like we've gone from one extreme to another. So we need something in the middle. We're back to the middle path, aren't we? And for me, this needs to be a discussion in terms of what we should be looking for in terms of the teacher-student dynamic. And the teacher and student should be equal, effectively. So rather than the pyramid, we actually have the circle. Okay, we have the circle. And I mean, that concept, obviously, I've been aware of for a while. And indeed, it goes back very much to the Essene lifetime that I've had, where absolutely it would have been about sitting in circle and sharing with each person in that circle what they know, what they need support with, sharing of wisdom and energy and prayer and all the rest of it. But even in the circle, there usually is somebody there who is overseeing the circle, but is a teacher, effectively. Christ would have been the teacher in the circle. He's showing me now the disciples that would have sat around him, but he never wanted that formation, that pyramid formation. He wanted the circle, and he wanted to learn from the different disciples and apostles that he had around him. Because absolutely, even Jesus Christ or Archangel Metatron, when he came to Earth and had a human incarnation, they absolutely learnt something from that experience. Earth is the biggest school there is. So yeah, it's back to this middle way in terms of letting go of the guru energy, which is, please tell me, O wise one, the answer to everything, whether that be linked into the big subjects of our day, vaccination, or whether it be to do with something very personal to your life. Tell me what I need to do with regards to my relationship, with regards to my job. It has to be coming from within you, but yet you need to be able to obviously have the tools and the skills that are taught by the teacher in tandem with you and where you're at to be able to do that in the first place. So yeah, as I say, yesterday morning, after I felt a little bit frustrated with some of the questions that were coming in, which were absolutely wanting me just to say definitively what is the answer to X, Y, or Z, then there was an email that came in which just confirmed that I needed to do this video today. Now, I did read out some of the contents of the email on Instagram yesterday, so I'm not going to repeat it ad nauseum again. And in fact, I may even have deleted it because I've now read it. Let me just have a look. But effectively, it was asking for help on this subject. Have I still got it? Oh, yes, I have. Okay, I'll just read it a little bit. I'm not going to say your name. I know you watch me here on YouTube. Thank you very much. The nutshell is you're talking about reaching out, asking for help, resonating with my work. Thank you very much. You say, I see so many people who have said that they are enlightened or are awakening and on their path, and then are going off course and starting to follow people whom they believe are going to blow the truth wide open and save them. I know everyone is on their journey and I give them grace, but I find my heart hurting to see so many people who claim that they knew the truth and that they were sovereign beings now putting their faith in other humans at the expense of their own inner guidance. I guess I am confused as to what is going on and whether you can respond or not. I also had another email in from one of you this morning, Sherry, I think your name is, or Cherry, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. Thank you. I read yours as well. Very valid points, and I absolutely agree with them. So let's talk about this. Let's get down to it. I also want to address why we would turn to somebody like Archangel Metatron. If you're saying, you know, I am my own best teacher, why would you be asking Metatron for help? Why would you be asking the archangels for help? I'll cover that. But before we get to all of that, because I knew that this was the subject of today, I pulled some cards last night, and firstly I pulled from my own deck the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. I mean, there is something in the name of it, okay? It was deliberately called the Self-Mastery Oracle deck. It's all there in the title. That is Metatron. That is his energy. He's basically the guide that wants to help you back to yourself and for you to master your life. And that means decision making. It means trusting your gut. It means having faith. It means helping to heal and look at the difficult qualities and energies that we all struggle with. And if you've got my deck, you know what the type of things are that I look at. Codependency would be one, for example. Victimhood would be another. Loss and grief, lack of passion, self-love. You know, these are all things that if you're a human being on this planet, you're going to be struggling with at some point in time. And yes, the answers do lie within in terms of how to transcend these. But let's face it, there aren't many people alive at the moment who can do all of it without asking for some help and some assistance and some support, which is where the archangels come in. And in particular, Metatron. I mean, it's interesting because over the years, I've obviously... Oh God, I'm suddenly getting hot. Sorry, because his energy is just flooding in. What do you want to say? He just wants to be... He's just wanting to... Okay, he's just wanting his energy to come through. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me just... There's like an attunement energy here. So this is the Flame Attunement Spray. Let's just bring him in, acknowledging him as the teacher that he is for all of us that put their hand up and ask. And he's showing me the energy. You see, when I used to do my workshops and I'd get people to try and describe the energy of Archangel Metatron, there was one term that people always used to use. And again, this can be a triggering word for some, but if it is a triggering word, maybe you need to heal that. And the word was, he feels a bit like a head teacher. Okay, it's like a head teacher at a school. So if you've got memories of a head teacher that was, you know, was it Jekyll and Hyde? Who was the baddie in Jekyll and Hyde? I can't remember, because I had two headmasters when I was a teenager. One was a real disciplinarian who would give you the cane and, you know, wasn't particularly well liked. And then this other headmaster came in who was much more New Earth, although I wouldn't have called it that in those days, who everybody loved. So I think I was able to transcend that old energy of the old headmaster. But, you know, a good headmaster, I'm being shown Hogwarts, okay, I'm being shown Hogwarts, is the one that can take you to a place of magic and mystery, show you things, teach you things, demonstrate things, but also help you to find that inner magic and that inner wisdom that you all have. Hogwarts is a perfect example, actually, you know, the Harry Potter stuff, which, yes, I am still very slowly working my way through because I have no time. But over Christmas, I'm going to go on to book 3. So I'm getting there. Alan Rickman is exacerbated with me. It's just like, oh my God, how long is she going to take to read this stuff? But, you know, I'm getting there, Alan. I am getting there. And it was Alan last night who was talking about Hogwarts and Metatron as the head teacher. But many people have said it before. Okay, where was I going with this? Metatron wanted to come in and just talk about the head teacher, yeah. Okay, I wrote this, excuse me, last night. Metatron is the head teacher, okay, think about this. Metatron is the head teacher. You are in Earth School, but you are the ones that have to sit the exam. Metatron's not the one that sits the exam. Archangel Michael's not the one that sits the exam. Any human teacher that you've got out there is not the one that sits the exam. They help you to get to the place where, and the exam, my friends, is when you have that moment in life where you can either go into peace, compassion, forgiveness, breathe to 10 and let it go, walk away from something, or just have the volcano moment of explosion and throw the stones, do the judgment, let all of the bile out that I was talking about in my last video, and just spew it onto other people, okay? That's where you failed the exam. But what he's saying now, Metatron, is there's always another paper. Okay, what he means by another paper is there's always going to be another opportunity to not go into road rage, to not say that, sarky, bitchy thing that doesn't need to be said. Own that bitchiness, own that sourness that is coming from an unhealed, wounded place within you anyway. It's not about the person that's triggered it. It's about you and your response. So we're all in Earth School. We all have plenty of chances to sit the paper and the exam. And it isn't the exam of, again, it's almost like we need to hear, it's interesting I'm talking this way, because we need to be talking about the teacher. But to do that, we need to be clearing some of the old energy that we've got about school. If Earth is our school, but we've got a memory of school being a certain way, then it makes sense to me that maybe you've hit the buffers and you've hit a block, because maybe at school, you were the one who was told to sit in the corner and not say anything, and or you were being naughty or sent out of class. Maybe you were the one that just couldn't get it, couldn't understand it, couldn't get to grips with your teachers, didn't have friends. Maybe school was a bad experience. But you see, school and learning are intertwined. It's a bit like sometimes people who have a very bad experience of sport at school, and then it takes years for them to get to a place where they enjoy sport again. I was one of those people, hated sport at school. I'm still not. I would never call myself a sportswoman, but I do. I'm loving my walks at the moment, and I do what I can. So we need to heal that energy of what learning is. If you have an experience where learning is hard work and maybe it doesn't reap rewards, then it makes sense to me, because learning is just an energy. We need to cleanse that as the rain hammers against my window. Because if you're going to learn something in Earth School, you need to have the right aptitude for learning, is what Metatron is saying. You need to want to do it. You need to be at that place of excitement in terms of, okay, I'm ready for my next lesson. I'm ready to hear what's next. But equally, it has to be something that's done in tandem, student and teacher combined. Have I done my homework? Have I done my homework? I have to be honest, and I'm not speaking to 95% of you that watch me here. I'm probably speaking to 5% who aren't regular watchers, dip in occasionally. But, there was a part of me, and I'm just going to be honest, over the summer, I take so many people through portals, whether it's 11/11, 10/10, solstice, Lionsgate, Easter, Christmas. I try to always mark the important portals. And I was aware of this energy, which was just like I think I said it, it's almost like of righteous expectation that of course I'm going to be walking through the portal. Why wouldn't I be? And do you remember my Lionsgate portal meditation, or whatever I did? I asked us all, including myself, to empty out your pockets. That was almost like in Metatron's way, he was trying to say, have you done your homework? You can't keep advancing if you're not doing the groundwork, if you're not walking the talk, if you're not actually, when you're given the opportunity to sit with the paper, i.e., either pass by the person in need in the street, or, pass by the person being, silly and vile online, You know, are you going to give your time to that? Are you going to respond to that? How are you doing life? So, yeah, you know, this, I think this, I'm just being real. This is where we are at the end of 2020, and we're going to be going into 2021. And I think some people have, I think you almost need to ask yourself how you feel you've fared this year. You know, okay, Metatron is saying that, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, thank you. Let me just put this in the right way, Metatron. Okay, thank you. Let me just get my words right here. Okay, he's giving me the analogy of taking exams again, and that 2020 has been a massive test, a massive exam that the whole of the collective has gone through. It's been a tough year. It's been a difficult year. It's not over yet. And you're being asked, how do you think you've done in the paper 2020 that's been served to you? Now, what I'm hearing that was interesting is I was hearing there aren't many A stars this year, but then he softened it by saying that is because Spirit knows how difficult it's been. Okay, so those of you with teenagers who are sitting GCSEs or whatever they're called now, O-levels in my day, whatever it's called in your part of the world, the exams that teenagers sit, okay, certainly in the UK, in fact, they've already said that next year they're going to make it slightly easier to pass because they are aware of how difficult it's been this year for the kids. In and out of school, not knowing whether they're coming or going. This is what I'm being shown here collectively for all of us, whatever age we are, that 2020 has been tough. Spirit are acknowledging it's been tough. We've been stretched, we've been pulled. Some of us have done better than others, but it's not a reprimand. You're not going to be sent into the headmaster's office for a caning. You know, none of that. What you're going to be what's going to be done is actually you're going to be sent the help you need to get yourself up to speed for next year. For those that want to do it, because this is the thing. First card that I pulled last night on this subject from the Rebecca Campbell deck was this one. This is the Starseed Oracle. And at first I didn't understand it, but then I really, really did. And it basically says, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. What that said to me was that, hopefully this isn't going to be forever, but at the moment, there is a majority of people out there that do not want to do the work. Okay, that's what it means by not for everyone. It's not for everyone, this path of self-mastery. You know, if you're watching my channel, that's what this is all about. It's a path of self-mastery. That is the Metatron path. It's also the path of Christ, and probably others. You know, it's not a little club or a clique. You know, there can be many ways to it, but I'm just talking from my experience. This is about self-mastery. Part of self-mastery is not beating yourself up and judging yourself when you fall short of the standards that you want to be gaining for yourself. You're a soul that came into this planet, Earth, to do life in the best way that you can. No soul, before it incarnates, whatever it's chosen to happen in its life, I do believe in free will, but I also believe there are certain events, good and bad, that sometimes can happen in our life that we have chosen pre-incarnation. But whatever you chose, I still don't believe that any soul comes in and says, right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to really try and do it as badly as I possibly can. You know, when I'm faced with that gift, I'm going to just sort of push it away. When I'm faced with the challenge, I'm going to run from it. No soul does that. Every single soul, whatever you chose, came in, you came in, I came in and said, we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to give it our best shot. And we are going to take life and earth as the school that it is. And we're going to acknowledge all of the people that come into our experience down there, as it were. as our teachers. Everything is a teacher in life. Everything is a teacher. Okay. So again, this whole thing about the guru, if everything is the teacher in life, including your children, for example, including the people who trigger you, including the people who betray you, including the difficulties, including the blessings, including nature, including the animals, including everything. If everything is a teacher, how the hell can we place our faith in just one guru, one thing that has all the answers? It's nonsense, isn't it? But I'm saying it's nonsense, and it's just because I feel that we're moving away from that. But I'm very aware that you're not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. I know that, and you might not be for everyone. You probably know plenty of people in your circle who are not trying as hard, who don't see the point in forgiving. Why would I want to do that? Who are quite happy just to go through life. I mean, there are many people who go through life and they never even think about spirituality. They never think about the big questions until almost like their deathbed. Some people even refuse to do it on their deathbed. I'm not judging it. That is their experience that they've had in Earth School. To not go there. Maybe in another lifetime they did it. But in this lifetime, she's all we've actually got at the moment, because, let's not even get into timelines, but, you have to try and get a grip on one place that you're in. Present moment, right here, 2020, towards the end. This is about trying to go higher, because next year we're going to be given more opportunities to go higher. So yeah, I think this December, take a moment just to look back. And what Metatron is saying, mark yourself. This is the other interesting thing, isn't it? It's like he's saying, you mark yourself. If you are also your own teacher, you mark yourself. You know damn well how you've done. We all do. We know when we fail, and we know when we are proud of ourselves, and we've, that feeling when you've done something good. Whether it's, you've given to somebody who's homeless or something like that. It always makes me feel good if I do something like that. It gives you like an inner glow, and it should do, because it was the right thing to do maybe in that circumstance, etc. So you're not for everyone. That's just a thing about face your true north, which is linked into your ultimate mission, your ultimate soul calling, your ultimate essence of who you are. But realise that not everyone is going to do that. And that's fine. Let that go. You can only play your game. You're not asked to play other people's games. This is what is happening so much. We're getting involved with other people's games. We're interfering and wanting to interfere with other people's life. Or, you're not doing that right. No, just concentrate on your own game. Right, the card from my own deck was this one last night. Transformation, light and dark. Now there are many meanings to this card, but actually what I heard in relation to the subject of this video was I heard the light will guide you home. Look at this. You see, this is the same person. This is your shadow side, and this is the side of you that is being led by the light. So the light will guide you home. And yes, I did hear the Coldplay song as well. Lights will guide you home. Beautiful, beautiful song. But yeah, the light will guide you. What Metatron is saying is the light will guide you. How do you know if somebody is the right teacher for you? Maybe. No, he's saying correct the word right. Because then we're going into getting to something else here, aren't we, Metatron? Because, of course, sometimes people need the experience of a bad teacher. Because if you don't have the experience of a bad teacher, how do you know what a good teacher is, he's saying? Which is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So there are people out there who are performing the role of effectively giving out maybe duff information or inaccurate information or ego-led information. And notice I use the word information rather than wisdom, because there is a difference between information and knowledge and wisdom. Light is about wisdom. Okay, so the teacher that is wise, he's saying, because he's wanting to differentiate between a teacher that just pumps knowledge, which can be, as I say, interfered with by the ego state. That's one energy that's out there. versus the teacher of wisdom. The teacher of wisdom is somebody who will, even if they're talking about a difficult subject, they will try to remind you of the light within it. I mean, I really try and do that myself, and it's because it's my heritage. It's what I was trained in. You know, I'm a colour therapist. I say that first and foremost. Over anything else that I do, I'm a colour therapist. Colour is my passion. It always has been. And the system that I initially trained in, I've said this many times, colour mirrors, Melissa Jolly, one of my first teachers, we were always taught, for example, when you do a reading, as an example, when you do a reading or you do a healing or you do a session with anybody, you should always be reminding them of their light, even if they're going through really difficult, dark times. You acknowledge the darkness, you acknowledge the difficulty, but you remind them of their light. You know, what is light? Light is wisdom. Light is life. So the light will guide you home. Okay, there's a lot in that in terms of the teacher. Is that teacher making you feel, even if they're talking about something difficult, are you left feeling inspired and a bit brighter, a bit more hope? You know, come on, we can do this. Or are you left with, oh my God, what a shithole Earth is. You know, God, look where we're heading. Look what's about to happen. Can you feel straight away how my energy dipped there? Let's raise the game again. Okay. So the light will guide you home. Okay, so I just sprayed Metatron again, the flame spray. Do you want to say anything else at this point, Metatron? He says, interesting, you've just put your hands in prayer. Yes, it is, isn't it? You see, you got to laugh at yourself. Do you see that? I did that. I put my hands in prayer. As there's anything else you want to say? That is the old paradigm. There's nothing wrong with praying. There's nothing wrong with doing this either. But I'm just acknowledging the energy was like, help me out here. What do I say next? And he's just saying, oh, that's so funny. He's just stepping away from me. He's saying, right, no, he's saying, use this, okay. Okay, he's demonstrating what he does. Okay, this is the higher self spray. He's saying, why do you think I chose you as one of my teachers? No, he says, one of my teachers, not my only teacher. That's total ego to go there. One of my teachers. He has many teachers across the planet. It's because you're willing to go into your higher self and bring that out as well. So he says, channel that now. All right, okay, let's do that. This is the higher self spray, by the way, that I'm just waving at the camera. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. I mean, see, that is you. That's, you know, colour-wise, talking about colour therapy, you know, these are the colours we chose for your higher self, purple and gold. Purple and gold. Purple is linked into sovereignty. Purple is the colour of kings and queens. You being a king and queen. You being the king and queen of your world. Okay? Purple, the colour of spirit. Gold, the colour of wisdom. It's all there. It's all within you. Apologies, got a runny nose now. Hold on. Okay, so where are we going now? Oh yes, okay. Second card that I pulled last night, or I don't know how many cards. I've only got 4 cards to show you. This one from Rebecca Campbell. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but it was quite nice to see it because I thought, yeah, we're on to something here with this video. What it says is all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Beautiful card, isn't it? What is it meant to be? Oh, it's a labyrinth and a stone circle. A labyrinth. Okay, what I'm wanting to say is that you create your own labyrinth in life. I'm being shown this oh, it's beautiful. It's like we all are a spider, okay? So, you know, the spider creates the most beautiful web. And, you know, on a crisp winter's day where it's got a little bit of, you know, frost in it, it's probably the most exquisite piece of artwork that you will ever find. You know, forget the greats, just look at the spider's web. It's all there in absolute beauty, perfection of nature. And you look at that and you think, wow, look at that, what the spider's done. And I'm being shown here that we all create that. So when you come into incarnation and you come into this life, you are all creating your own web of light. And when you pass over, you are shown the pattern that you created when you were on Earth. Can you hear that rain? Okay, the rain's doing this at this moment for a reason. Hold on a minute. Okay. Right, what I'm being shown is we're being given an opportunity here. This is quite a rare opportunity because I'm being shown that some of the patterns that we've been creating with our own life, like the web, the spider's web, we've got ourselves into an ugly knot. This rain hammering against the window, coming in at this precise moment, is to do with we can wash away, not effectively start again. Well, it sort of is. Okay, it's really hard to describe. I'm being shown the rain, the elements washing away the knots, but there's almost like an etheric shadow which still acknowledges that you did that in your life, because you have to face what you've done in your life when you cross over. Otherwise, you're not given just a green card to just forget everything you might have done that's wrong or bad or judgmental. But you don't want to be tying yourself up in knots with it. So I'm being shown our web light around ourselves being given a spring. He says, just say, give it a spring clean. Okay, it's being given a spring clean. 21st of December, I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I'm going to do a separate video on the 21st of December and the Christmas star and the solstice, all of that. It's all going to be covered in a different video. So we'll do that then, but it seems to link into that. Okay, so our web of light is going to be restructured, reprogrammed, re-energized, so that we can start to walk our own labyrinth and our own pathway to where we truly need to be. And equally, it leads home. What he means by that is it leads back to this inner self, this inner knowing. He says lots of people have been they're going out. So think of the spider's web. If you're the spider in your web, you should be, happy to be in the center. Which is your soul essence. But some people are just going way, way, way out from that, and he's saying they're getting caught in other people's webs. I've got now a real pain on my left hand shoulder. Ouch. What is that? What is that? Hold on a minute. What is that? God, that hurts. Okay, I've got pain on my left-hand shoulder. What is this I'm picking up, please, Metatron, and then take it away once I've received the message. Hold on a minute, guys. Something just going on here. Right, I need to clear this. This is not nice. Oh, God, this is somebody else's web. This is something else that is not me. Okay, get away, get away, get away. Please take that away. Oh, okay. Right, I'm being shown, this will apply to many of you. Okay, I hope you're not feeling what I'm feeling. I'm not transmuting that out. Let's just clear this. Oh God, I feel sick as well. This is to do with our light. I do have bright light. Okay, I know I do. Things get attracted into it, and they get caught in the outer bits of the web because they're trying to get to the center. They can't get to the center. I'm cleaning my outer web. Shall we all just do this together? I might have picked up a collective thing here. Maybe this is all of our webs. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's just stay with it. Don't panic. That's a bit of Dad's Army for those of you in the UK. I'm not in a state Do not need to worry about me. I'm just observing the energy. Okay, get away. With love, thank you, but go and find your own light. Thank you. Okay, that was a darker energy. Didn't like that. Let's just do a couple of neck rolls. Do you know the card that it's fine, it's going out. Do you know the card that I pulled when that was happening? This one, your life is a canvas. You are the artist, manifester, creative accountability. This is other people wanting to jump onto your canvas and live your life and interfere and distort and tell you how to paint your life. This is other people trying to have a say over your life. This will apply to many of you watching me, the hangers-on, the people who don't actually have your best interests at heart. They don't care, you know, but they feel as though they have a right to tell you how to live your life, what you should be doing. What's that all about? Now, again, self-mastery says take accountability for that. Take accountability for that, because at some level you are responsible for having pulled that in as well. So it's all learning. We're all students. We're all learning. Now look at that card I've just pulled. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, to the people that were trying to do that, the energies that were trying to do that, because ultimately they are just energies that are in fear and so are trying to grab on to the buffer zone, as I've called it before in other videos, trying to grab onto other people's light because they can't find their own. I'm glad it was on the outer rim, not the centre. It's gone now. But there we go. I'm sorry. It says defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. So to counter people coming in trying to stop you from claiming your own sovereignty and your own power and your own voice and your own life, to do life your own way, this is saying it's really important to remain as grounded as you can at any time. That's a given. To right past wrongs. Some of those people that might have tried to latch on, for example, they could have been energies that in a past life, maybe you've done something, maybe there's a reason why they were attracted in. So it's the thing, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I send you on your way with love. Okay, but I'm not going to allow you to derail me. And defenselessness is just linked into protection. If you wondered what I sprayed around my shoulder there, just to clear it, it was actually the spiritual protection spray. That's the Warrior of Light spray. Silver sword, clear it away. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's just create a silver web. Just want to create a silver web. And I'd like you to imagine this beautiful silver web around you. It's not sticky. It's not entangled. It's not a trap. It's there to help you to breathe. It's connected into the light and the ley lines. It's a reflection of the Earth's grid lines and the fact that we are all part of the Earth. We're all part of everything. So it's almost as though we've got our own sacred grid around ourselves, lit up by silver and diamond light. It's beautiful. Can you feel that? Metatron saying, now just lie back on it. I'm being shown it like a great big parachute. It's like a parachute safety net. It's like, what do they call it? Stabilizers on the bike. I mentioned stabilizers in one of my last video. It's like a beautiful safety net. And it's just like he's saying, you just flop back into that if you want to, when it all gets too much. But you do need to keep that grid around yourself nice and clean and pure. Okay, so there's a bit of work to do with the silver light in the lead up to the 21st of December. Okay, that's all that is. If you've watched this video this far, you will have received that transmission anyway. If you've got silver, the silver spray, you can use that. Silver crown spray we do. We also do the spiritual protection silver spray, or you can work with the energy of silver. Look, somebody sent me these earrings today. Let me just give a shout out. Thank you, thank you. Can you see they're silver angel feathers? Thank you to Chetna. Thank you. You sent me these as a gift, and I love them. Thank you. I've matched it with my silver feather there. So work with silver, okay? Let me just see if... Ooh, apologies. Silver. Just wondering about the qualities of silver. I know you can all tell me in the comments, but let's just have a quick look. Silver. Good for mental health and healing and eloquence. Allows you to look into your heart to see who you really are. Oh yeah, of course. We're talking about the higher self. Okay. This is this book I've shown you before, Crystal Healer, Philip Permett. So silver, yeah, of course. Silver's a mirror. Silver is the mirror. That's why I'm talking about silver so much. Silver is the mirror. Silver will reflect back to you who you really are. Seems to be very linked into speech as well. I didn't realise that. Okay. Right. Anything else to say? I did have a fourth card here, which, of course, it makes complete sense now. Now I've just done what I've just done, talking about grid lines in the earth and the silver light and web around us all. This is to do with the earth's activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. In relation to the subject matter of this video, which is the teacher, trust where you're led in terms of what you need to learn. Okay. Right. So I'm just looking down at my notes to see if there's anything else I want to say. How are we doing for time? 48 minutes. Okay. Okay. I want to say something about if we are being asked to have the support of a teacher, but equally we're also being always encouraged to remember to trust ourselves as well. We also need to be asking, why don't we trust ourselves? Okay. It's certainly not an overnight process to suddenly wake up one morning and be able to trust ourselves and our judgment. It's not an overnight process, it's a pathway. But I'm wanting you to ask yourself, second question, who or what put the doubt there? Who or what put the doubt there so that you don't trust your own guidance? You don't trust your own inner compass. You might not even know you've got an inner compass. And I just wrote a few things down last night. I've already mentioned these 4 things, but it strikes me that who or what put the doubt there. In terms of spirituality, I do want to say traditional religion, church definitely, which is that you need the middleman. I've talked about this many times in my videos, so I won't repeat myself. But, you know, if you're being told, you know, for 18 years of your life, like I was, going to church, which is that you need that middleman to tell you what Jesus thinks about something, then of course you're going to doubt your own ability to connect into Jesus, as an example. The media, you know, again, very valid points coming in on my Instagram feed yesterday when I said I was going to do this video, which is that people are making the really valid point that nobody knows what to believe anymore. Okay, you know, I think one of the most damaging things that's been done is that now everything's fake news if it's something that you don't agree with, is what it seems to me. So, you know, where is the truth? The truth will lie somewhere in the middle of probably all of it, you know. So it's like take 2 polarizing extremes and you'll probably find the truth is somewhere in the middle. But yeah, media, again, not knowing what to think. Switch off the media. You know, that's how you'll help find your own inner voice as well. I don't mean be ignorant. We do need to know what's going on out there. I think it's really important we know what's going on out there. But you don't need to have it on 24/7. Over this last year, I became very disillusioned with some of the people that I used to follow. And I couldn't go to the place that they wanted to take me to, you know, and they did not have my permission to take myself there, so I didn't go there. But it did really affect my energy for a couple of months this year. Because even though I didn't want to go there, I was still aware of what was being said on a lot of these channels. And it really affected my energy. And then one day I thought, what the hell are you doing? Just unsubscribe from all of these channels that you're not resonating with. You're not resonating with that teacher, which felt very not teacher, but guru led. So I switched them all off. The change in my energy within a couple of days was extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. And I refound, I mean, I never totally lost my own, you know, compass, but it's like it strengthened my true north. You know, it was like, oh, now I haven't got all of that distraction energy, which I wasn't resonating with anyway. So why the hell was I even watching it or needing to know what they were saying? I don't even need to know what they're saying anymore, actually. It's just such a place of peace. And now I'm more able to hear my own inner radar, as well as my own connection to spirit. Okay, so media is another thing that makes us, media, and I'll include in that social media, that makes us doubt ourselves. Family, I've mentioned before, you know, family structure. But, you know, what's the biggest thing, do you think, in terms of not trusting yourself? What would the biggest culprit be? Who would the biggest culprit be in not trusting yourself? Let me write it down. Metatron just wants a dramatic effect here. Yourself. We are our own worst enemy. We self-sabotage all the time. So again, the more you become aware of these patterns, then you can breathe and try again another day. Okay, there's something here also linked into personal responsibility and self-mastery. When I was thinking about this yesterday, Metatron very clearly said to me, you can't have ascension and have your hand held 24/7. You can't have ascension and have your hand held 24/7. We are asking or hoping for ascension. We're on the ascension pathway, which is just a word which is linked into going higher. I'm never quite sure about the word ascension because I think it's been compromised. I've said that before in other videos. But just for the sake of this video, and it's a word that people do understand still, you can't go higher if you're always having your hand held 24/7. So this leads us to the question, well, why? It's almost like my inner child is saying, well, why not? Why not? Why can't you hold my hand the whole time? Well, if you want self-mastery, no, you can't. Where are we going with this, Metatron? I'm actually going to take a break, guys. I need to spend a penny and it's distracting me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get myself coffee and we're going to come back and we're going to do the last part of this video. See you soon. Hold on. Hi, everyone. I hope you grabbed a coffee with me or a water or something. As I was making it, Dolores Cannon came back to me and she was, she always talked about the fact that teaching should be in bite-sized chunks. And I sort of said to her, well, at the end of the day, I've only got today to do it in. She wasn't reprimanding me, but it's true. If you have a long video or a long book to read, you break it down into bite-sized chunks, don't you? I would have thought that is something that we all should be doing. I certainly do it with books. I would never dream of opening up a book and thinking I've got to read it all in one night. And it's the same with videos. So I make no apologies for my videos being long. I sometimes get criticised for it, but watch it in chunks. You don't have to watch it all at once. Okay, I would like to now just end this video with a little session about personal responsibility. So back to the whole thing about teacher and guru. The problem with the guru energy is that what you do is you hand over your own responsibility a lot of the time to be able to discern for yourself or to decide for yourself. There's a very thin line between having somebody stating an opinion and somebody telling you what to do. And the only way that you can actually discern it is energetically. I mean, sometimes it's very obvious in the way that they conduct themselves. You know, ego, you tend to be able to see ego. But if you can't, you can often just feel into it, or you can certainly hear the language that's being used. So I do appreciate there is a very thin line between having an opinion and telling people what to do. But I think when you fall into the camp of telling people what to do, then it's in the energy of sort of, I am the guru, listen to me. This is, you know, this is what you need to hear. This is the answer. This is the definitive answer. I hope I never come on. I certainly always try to never come on, especially with the big subjects of the day, and say, right, Metatron says this. So let's take the big subject of the day. I'm not going to have a big discussion on vaccination now, but obviously it's out there. We're all having to make our own mind up about that. We're all going to have to decide for ourselves whether we want it or not. If I came on now and said, right, Metatron says this is what you need to do, that would be, it wouldn't be Metatron talking, would be the first thing to say. It would not be Metatron talking. The Ascended Masters don't do that. The Ascended Masters will help you make the decision for yourself. And that means helping you learn to trust, giving you some signs maybe, maybe helping you look back to past experience, where on something. But they'll never tell you black and white, because you've got free will. We live in a planet of free will. That's why we chose to come here, as the blackbird literally pops onto the tree outside my window. Black and white. Thank you, Metatron. Duality. You have choice. You have choice. Let's not get into, no, but I don't have any choice on vaccination. I'm going to do a COVID update video very soon, within the next week or so. So we'll have that discussion then. I'm just using it as an example. Don't let other people tell you what to do just because they're on YouTube or they're a so-called spiritual teacher. You are your own best counsel. Take advice, seek opinion, but don't be led by it. I see so many people, sometimes I get sent comments and it's like, well, so-and-so said this, as though it is gospel. Well, we're finding out that even the gospels aren't gospel. If you've watched my Adoring Virtue video, you know what I'm talking about there. Even the gospels aren't gospel, okay? They were written decades after Christ died. They've had things written out of them. Okay. The gospel is within you, is what I'm hearing. The gospel is within you. Seek your own counsel. But yeah, if you just hand over responsibility to somebody else to tell me what to do on the big things and the little things, let's bring it down to your personal life now. Should I stay with him? You know, should I leave? Should I take this job? You're taking yourself further and further away from your own centre, and you are just giving that responsibility to somebody else. It's not their responsibility either. So, and I think actually it struck me this week that if we as a species repeatedly do that, and we just keep falling back into the spider web trap of tell me the answer, tell me the definitive answer, what do you think is going to happen in terms of that being reflected back to us? It strikes me that the reflection back to us, because everything is a mirror, is that you'll get structures coming in saying, okay, well, we give you no choice then. We give you no choice. You don't want any choice? We'll give you no choice. But you're the one that started the ball rolling by saying, tell me the, you know, do you see what everything is connected. So the answer lies in sovereignty. The answer lies in coming back to self, trusting yourself, taking the teaching, Leave what doesn't resonate. I say that all the time on my videos. Leave what doesn't resonate. It's fine. Why would it not be fine? It would be complete ego if it wasn't fine. Go back to higher self. Just a little bit, finally, on the archangels, because I said I'd touch on it. Yeah, comment came in, well, hold on a minute, you're telling us to trust ourselves, but then you turn to Metatron and the angels. Yeah, I do, because they're guides. They're guides. Most people need guides through their life, but a good guide will never tell you what to do. My goodness, if anyone's worked with Metatron for any length of time, if you think this guy behind me waves the magic wand and provides the answers, that you seek on everything that you ask, he doesn't. Okay, I can absolutely guarantee that he does not. In fact, my experience has been the things that I've been the most stuck on, and I have sometimes screamed for help with, literally along the lines of, just take this away. Why have I still got this in my life? Why is this still going on? He'll just serve up another dish of it, because it's like, you haven't learned all there is to learn about that yet. Have you forgiven? Have you done X, Y, Z? No. Okay, here's another dish of it. Tough love. He's a tough guide. Metatron is a tough guide. Let's look at the other archangels. He's also loving, which is why he's my guide, because I wouldn't be with a guide that wasn't. But the other archangels, as an example, I say this in my archangel workshops, and I'm very much hoping to be running live workshops again soon, when we're the other side of everything that's going on at the moment. But, if you take somebody like Archangel Michael, people turn to Archangel Michael for safety, protection, and strength. Nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, if you're doing it all the time, every day, day in, day out, and it's almost like you're relinquishing your own responsibility to Archangel Michael to keep me safe, without doing anything yourself to keep you safe, Archangel Michael will at some point say, well, hold on a minute, where does personal responsibility come in? Yes, I'll stand guard over you, but equally, don't put yourself in unnecessary danger, don't, if you've had the warning signs from spirit to not go somewhere, not do something, but then just ignore it. So Michael will teach you how to keep yourself safe, how to strengthen yourself, how to keep your energy body clear, like I did. I had a little bit of a thing there on my shoulder in this video. I cleared it myself. Okay, I'm sure Michael was there as well, but Metatron helped, but I was the one that effectively did that, cleared it, because that's the way I've been taught to do it. These tools that I, show you on camera, I created them. I created them. So we have the ability to be able to, what the archangels talk about is, we have certain qualities, but we want to teach you those qualities for yourself. So let's look at Archangel Shamuel. Archangel Shamuel is to do with love and relationships, okay, and partnerships and romance. If we're just hanging on to Archangel Shamuel's coattails to please bring us, the partner or repair the relationship, well, yes, he can help, but there's no magic wand. He's going to ask you to, or she's going to ask you to start the process of learning to love yourself. Are you doing that? Are you not? There's homework. Archangel Jophiel, please bring me joy. Please bring me happiness. Please illuminate my path. Absolutely, they will do that. But they will also ask you to take personal responsibility for yourself. Are you constantly putting yourself in a place or being with a person who makes you unhappy? But yet you're calling on me every day to make you happy. Well, how's that going to work? So the archangels are teachers, they're guides, they're support. But you are the one, I come back, you are the one that takes the exam. Okay? The exam is life. And every day there is an opportunity to pass with flying colours, or to maybe have to do a resit. You'll always be given an opportunity to do a resit. Always. Let's end with a card, guys. Let's end with a card. I think I've said everything I wanted to on this video. Let's have a final squirt of higher self spray. Trust your ability to think for yourself. Trust your ability to be your own guide. Calling in support as and when needed, but not 24/7. Remember that we all teach each other the whole time. Remember that we are all each other's teachers. Everything in your life is a teacher. But you can call in support. It's not either or. You know, again, we're back to the middle road, the middle path. It's not either or. It's not you've got to do it all on your own, you know? Because I see that as well in spiritual circles. It's like, why are you talking to the archangels? Why do you need a guide? It's all within you. Yeah, it is. But equally, you're also able to call in your support, your star family, your guides, your helpers. It's not either or, but the problem is when we go to one extreme and we're back to like the guru, tell me all the answers. Middle path, guys, middle path, middle path. It's always the middle path. I'm just quite interested to pull one final card from my own deck. Let's see. It's brightening up a little bit out there. Oh. We'll end on love. Why not? Why the hell not? All you need is love. Is the teacher coming from love? Self-love and nurturing. See, straight away that takes me to the energy of Mary Magdalene with the shell. I always link that to Mary Magdalene. Let's just bring her in. Okay. She's highlighting being in a group of men when this is the energy, you know, her lifetime with Christ, and how difficult that was, of that day and that time, that she was not recognised as being the teacher she was because of the day and the time in which she lived. I'm just being shown a very male-dominated culture, which it would have been, male-dominated society, men being the ones to listen to. So there's something coming through here for the women, linked into owning your own ability to be a teacher, owning your own ability to make a difference, owning your voice. She's showing me the female of the species being the portal, the creation point, the birth canal. So never forget your power. Never forget your power. Never forget your own power, never forget the collective power. Okay, guys, hope that helped in some way. I'm going to make another video over the next 24 hours. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet. There's a lot going on, isn't there? But anyway, take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. I'm going to go and write some Christmas cards now, I think. And have a walk. Take care. Thank you all very much. Love you. Bye-bye for now. Bye.